My name is Tahija Vikalo.
Tahija, you're from what is the former Yugoslavia, and many people don't know how things have changed there over the years. Can you just describe what it's like traveling around what was formerly Yugoslavia, the landscapes and the diversity and some of the distances?
It's beautiful. I think there is such a wide range of landscapes that people would experience, from a coast, beautiful Adriatic coast in Dalmatia, to the mountains, to amazing lush green and forests, to lakes. So nature is absolutely beautiful, and in all that also cultural diversity is quite amazing, from so many different empires were ruling at different points in that area. So you would have architecture from Ottoman period, architecture from Austro-Hungarian period, old medieval castles, to very modern developed city. Of course, there's a lot of communist era architecture, which is very blocky and just as people would imagine it from that period. But it is such a wide range of experiences people would have traveling.
Today, as Yugoslavia is no longer Yugoslavia, but broken up into Croatia and Bosnia and Serbia, what kind of differences will people find as they travel? Has it changed for the person who's traveling across these regions? Will they really feel they're in three different countries, for example?
Yes and no. I think there is still closeness and connection in language and culture. Although I think there is, over the past 20 years, some of these differences were intentionally or unintentionally implemented. The differences are there in terms of, I would say, cuisine is different. Some of the architecture, as you go from more east to west, is different. Differences would be visible, but not as striking. And maybe to someone who's not familiar, they wouldn't even notice that they crossed the border until they're told they crossed the border. So,
and as Americans traveling there, who also, of course, are vaguely familiar, if not very familiar, with what took place in the 90s during the war there, will there be uncomfortable situations for Americans, or can they feel that as they travel from region to region, the locals will be willing to share, or should people not ask questions? How do you think it is for an American traveling there who wants to also encounter the people?
I think in general people are very open to speaking, and also you have a whole new generation of people who are who would like to move on in terms of living in economically stable country and heal some of the wounds as much as possible. I do believe people would be very welcoming and open to questions. Then there still might be a few areas where it would take a little bit of time for people to feel completely comfortable and open. But I think in general, people should feel completely comfortable asking questions and exploring.
And on a closing note, what do you think would be the don't miss highlights for someone who's traveling to there?
Oh my goodness, there are too many. So in different countries, different cities, I think I'm a big lover of Dalmatia. That's one of the most beautiful coasts in the world for me, and old cities there. Dubrovnik, of course, Sarajevo, Mostar, Belgrade. I mean, nature just overall would be absolutely beautiful. Zagreb has wonderful, wonderful architecture. So it's hard to choose.
Well, I think everyone's looking forward to the opportunity of going, and also see the privilege of being able to see you during this special trip. And thank you for taking the time to share with us.